Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to the Monogatari series. It is the third episode of Tsukimonogatari, and you know what to do. As always, if you want to see the reaction itself, go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now there was a nice one, with a little bit of fun in it as well. Still a build-up, no question there. We got more backgrounds, and it more and more seems like there's either one person, which would be Gain, orchestrating the whole thing because she wants to have something specific happening, or it might be two persons working against each other here. So someone is using Aragi, Annunaki, and Kagenui. And Shinobu in this case, on the one side, and someone on the other side is using this new person, Tadatsuru Theory, which I haven't heard before. So, and they are kind of playing against each other. Not sure here. Seeing Ougi in the end, however, makes me kind of suspicious about that one. So, let's see. First thing, what I really liked, once again, we had that in the last episode already. They really stepped up their game when it comes to graphics and to nice made effects. So we had this red vampire moon here. We had the, let's call it castle of ice. And stuff similar, and like this thing we just have right here, this pool in front of the lake. So a lot of nice ice effects. I don't know how much of this is real, how much of this is imagination, and seriously I don't care because it looks awesome. It's really nice, I like it. So the red vampire moon, I first thought of like, okay, that's a typical moon you wait for it when it's about vampires, when they are out hunting. And this blackness coming out of it felt a little bit like a swarm of bats, sorry. The one that, you know, vampires are considered to turn into. So it was very fitting. The lake here, you know, it's just good looking. Nice light. Remembers me of winter time, when I don't know if you have it where you are, but here sometimes you are able to go ice skating, and they offer something like night ice skating where they put lights close by, and it gives this very special feeling of being in like a dream world or a fantasy world, like in a little miracle itself. So that reminds me a lot of it, and I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have been ice skating on it right now, which they didn't, but the option was there. If they would have just see something here, and if you look closely, there, I don't know if you can see it, but you have the mirror images of the two persons on the one side of Kagenui and of Annunaki. But you do not have any mirror images of the two persons on the other side of Aragi and Shinobu. So it is very small, and you really cannot see it. It's just like if you have full screen, you can barely see that. But they remembered that, they put it in, which shows me how deep in those who created are, that they are looking after this, that they are aware of this. Please don't forget, he has no mirror image. So that's really cool. It's those small things. I very often miss those. I'm aware of that, and I guess many people do it when they watch it the first time. But if you look closely, you can see things like that. So that's that. Now to the story. There is, I mean, this is more, it is pretty clearly a threat, what Kagenui states, and a promise on the same time, what she states towards Aragi. So, if he would turn into a vampire completely, she would have to go after him and kill him. They didn't go in completely why. I mean, Aragi asked her, what is it, why is it that you are so obsessed with killing aberrations? And I'm pretty sure he's on a on a good track there. There has to be something in her past, something has happened which made her that way. She, in the most cases, doesn't seem hateful, but there is some anger about it in her. So I guess we have like a private background story about her and some aberrations. Possibly lost someone, I can only guess here. However, if she would go after him, it's very likely that she would kill him. Yes, I see that. And then Shinobu would go free. In this case, Shinobu said she would kill her on the other hand then. But I think this is a minor problem. We all know what happened the last time when Shinobu is no longer bound to Aragi. Maybe they evolved above this, but the risk was very prominent and very clear that a Shinobu set free, becoming hard under blade again, and going kind of crazy because she has lost Aragi, could end the world. It is one still existing problem. So, in the end, it wasn't mentioned directly, but for me it feels like if he is not able to suppress his wish to use the power, he brings in the possibility that the world will end, which is a harsh one. I completely agree with him, and I like the fact that he's aware of that, that there might be situations in the future where he simply is not thinking, where he simply can't stop it. And I completely agree there. If someone would threaten his relationship, Senjugahara, if someone would hurt Hanekawa, who is still very dear to him, and as I said, as example, his sisters as well, if there's a major threat to them, if he is just reacting, not thinking, and that might happen, then he will use this power. And I completely agree. The problem is that you sometimes can't control it, you know? If it is just a reaction and you have the power at hand, if he has the ability, he will possibly do it. So even when promising, I'm not sure if this promise can be kept. Because if I look how much happened just in this bit of time that we've seen through the episodes and seasons, it's very unlikely that the rest of his life will be normal, whatever we consider that. So yeah, nice promise, but I don't know if it will be kept. I liked the comments from Annunaki, the little speech that she gave about immortality, and that immortality is not as nice as many people think. Well, for sure, in this world here, in this series, immortality seems to be struck with a lot of negative points additionally. So it is not the wished immortality of living forever without problems. It is an immortality which is bound to things you have to do, with powers you sometimes don't even want, and with a lot of problems and the awareness of other things, of aberrations that you are aware of now and that are aware of you. So you, by becoming immortal, you step on the next level, and by being there, you get other problems you never had before. So in this case, Aragi's problems with the aberrations, that he wants to help, but that he is very often smitten to the ground, and the people around him are in danger as well. Maybe they were before, but he wasn't aware of it. So yes, you might be immortal, but it is not the good life, you know, not the relaxed and drinking martinis and all is fine life. It is more a permanent struggle. And for Annunaki, as being the doll, as being undead, I think it is about the fact that she's not really living anymore. She tries to, if I remember the last episode, and this episode again, what they did with her and Shinobu, she tries to behave like a normal human being. She tries to be like a young girl and to remember the fun that she had. But her face doesn't show it, you know? I'm not sure if she's not having, but it seems a lot like she's trying to get into this maybe in the moment of happy not knowing. It is one concept I am aware of, that people who don't know a lot about problems, thus don't realize the problems, thus are happier than others. More intelligent people are permanently working with their brain, are permanently thinking about things, are thinking about how much oil to be used or not to be used for the environment, which clothes to buy so that they are ecologically friendly, that they are not produced with child labor and stuff like that. So that's what they're thinking about, like everything they do, every step they take. So permanently thinking about problems and what to avoid, while those who are not aware of it are just, doing it. And by that, maybe possibly more happy. Maybe that's it, what we are going for. Yeah, but I see Annunaki, in her opinion, would be more happy often when she wouldn't be immortal, but instead a normal human being. Then we got the mentioning of Teori Tadatsuru, the puppet master. So, I mean, that rings a bell. The puppet master, and we have Annunaki as being kind of a puppet, and it was mentioned multiple times. I asked myself, maybe, just maybe, there is a clear connection between those two. I guess we will see next episode. And he is, apart from Kagenui, the only one who is hunting apparitions, wanting to kill them. It's kind of interesting. It's in one episode and then it's happening already, but as I said, there are no coincidences here. This is very, very likely staged by someone, all of this. So he took the little sisters hostage, the fire sisters. He very likely took Kambaru's hostage as well, and Gaen is thus forced to react. We will see. I mean, he seems to have his very own reasons, and in the opinion of Kagenui, it is Aragi and Shinobu that he's after, and not the others. Although being someone who kills aberrations, he would very, very likely try to do the same with Tsukihi. And just tries to lure in more possible goals of his. While Kagenui and Aragi were talking in the glass castle, no, it was a snow and ice castle, we had this awesome, I mean really funny and entertaining snow battle between Shinobu and Annunaki. Which I really like, because they had, more neither since the first time they met, this private battle going on. When Kagenui and Aragi were fighting each other in one room, those two were fighting, I think it was below them. And it was a very clear one, so it was one where Shinobu won easily because she had tapped into her vampire powers completely. And, more neither completely, and Annunaki just couldn't step up that game. This battle seems to have gone the other way around, fittingly for the fact that Aragi is not using his powers, and thus Shinobu is not using hers either completely. So it might be that Annunaki has the upper hand here. However, I like this building a snowman, rolling around over each other, possibly. The snow battle itself, which was like, holy heck, I wouldn't want to stand in the middle, you would be dead. I mean, they are throwing at each other with speeds. Ooh. And the snowman's in the end, where, by the way, Shinobu was axed, so I guess she kind of lost that battle. Just guessing. But it was entertaining and it was funny. And I really like that because it reflects the outer appearance of the two girls, being youngsters, being kind of kids still, so they should be having fun playing in the snow. And then they jump over to meet up with the enemy. Not directly to the shrine, but in front of it. And once again, we have Oggy there. Oshino Ougi. And as all of you say, Oshino Ougi is Oshino Ougi. Thank you very much. That helps a lot. Nothing at all, but I guess you're having fun doing that. So, once again, she knows what's going on, knows it before it happens. So that's the important thing, because it was stated she is there since the morning. And that's an important thing. Because in the morning, none of that had happened. So either she's one of those who stage it, or she's somehow able to know stuff happening before it's happening. I would go with the first at the moment, that she's one of those orchestrating the whole event. What I don't know yet is if she is working kind of against Gaen. It sometimes seems like. I mean, if I remember the last times we had the whole Nadeko storyline was done by her as well. And I guess she's kind of undermining what Gaen is doing. But I don't see the reasons. I don't see completely why. And I really don't have any idea about her. She is calm and considerate and kind of nice. But why? All that. Still, why? I guess we will learn. We got a little mention of Hachikuji, by the way, in this episode. So there was a little moment of, oh, I miss my little snail. I remember that when we ended the Hachikuji storyline, Aragi stated that he will not tell anyone she is gone. So just in case, like, you know, like a surprise or having something in his backhand. I'm still waiting for that. Right now, I am not sure what it means. I'm not sure if he will ever use it, but maybe it will come in handy later. So now they're there, they're talking to Oggy. The question is why. Normally when Oggy appears, she talks to you and gives you very underlining a destination. She makes you do things she wants. So that's something I wait for in the beginning of the next episode, because she doesn't seem to be someone who's just standing there to pose like, yeah, I knew that was happening, and then go away. She always, when she appears, and I will say she because, you know, I have to pick on what she's right now, so at the moment she looks female. She always made someone do stuff. So that's what I'm waiting for here. What will she try to influence Aragi into doing? And maybe Ononoki, which would be interesting as well. What is the reaction between Ononoki and Oggy? I hope I did not say guy in there. Yeah, that's it right now. What I realized in general in this episode, if you try, I mean, we had a moment of creepiness from Aragi again. Yes, as always, when he has the option to. But in general, he seems, since episodes already, way more grown up and matured. So you see in the last season, as example, where he just popped up in the end, there was this moment when he's viewed from the outside, out of the view of Kambaru. He was, as one of you mentioned, like a Jedi or something like that. So very calm, very sincere, thoughtful, and reflecting what is happening. So those are all things that are considered to be very adult, to be grown up. And I think that's something that happened already. He developed in many ways. So maybe, just maybe, he is able to handle these situations now without using vampire powers. And if I remember the first season as example, it was mainly knowledge that he was missing. It was mainly wisdom. He needed Oshino Meme there to help him how to handle a situation. The fighting part, the healing himself and everything, that was mainly needed because he got beaten up. He more neither never won using the powers. He just needed them to survive. So maybe having some more knowledge and learned how to speak and have some sincerity himself maybe he can avoid those fights, and thus he doesn't need the healing power. Would be interesting. Maybe he's heading out to be like a second Oshinomeme. That would be nice. I would like that. So, yeah, I think that's it for this time. And I will see you with another next episode. And until then, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.